It's Jen.
And this is
A Sip
and a Shot Shooters. And like we said in the episode, we are not drinking alcohol today.
No, we're not. But we'll do the cheers for you.
We have that good old
Agua.
H2O. Cheers to the good.
Cheers to the bad.
Cheers to all the things we wish we had.
Clink. Oh, that was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Every
It
time.
just feels good. It just feels good.
Mm-hmm.
So in our last episode, what are we titling that episode, by the way?
Oh.
Because I'll just give you a description now.
Yeah. I titled it Miami Recap.
Okay, that works.
Yeah. Because we can't call it We're Back because that was season 2 opener.
So yeah. So we just did our Miami recap, and one of the things that we talked about on the episode is a conversation that was proposed to me at Jamie's birthday dinner. And
I wasn't over there, so you gotta give me the rundown.
So I can't remember how exactly it came up, but they were asking the size like this height matter, not size.
That was another suggestion for another day.
Oh yeah, we did get a few podcast topics, but one of the they were asking about height and why is height important. So they asked me, "Can you tell the difference? Like, can you really tell someone's 6 foot?" And I say, "Yes, I can." And so one of your friends was like, "I'm 6 feet." I was like, "You're not 6 feet." He was like, "How are you going to tell me?" I was like, "Because I know." Like,
yes.
He was like, "Well, I went to the doctor and they told me I was 6 feet." Well, either you're lying or the doctor's lying because you're not 6 feet. And then it's like, "Well, me and him are the same height."
Like,
talking about another guy. And I was like,
"No, you're not."
And it was like, "No, his dress just make him taller." No, it doesn't.
Should have known right then. Drunk argument.
And I had already been sipping, and I haven't learned fully when it's like not a fun argument for people. Where I like going back and forth with people. I like playing devil's advocate.
Yes. And
some people take it seriously, and that's not my fault or problem. But we spent a good portion of the night discussing that, and they're like, "You can't tell someone walking down the street they're 6 feet." I was like, "Yes, you can. And mainly you can tell is because they walk differently." Like a man over 6 foot walks differently.
Oh gosh.
And they don't go back and forth with me about being over 6 feet.
They don't have to.
They don't have to.
And I think the funniest part was they were like, "You guys should talk about this on the podcast." He was like, "We have multiple times.
But if you want us to run it back, we will run it back."
That's fine because the stance ain't gonna change. But the funniest part of the argument was that was one of the times you guys came to get me when he was going back and forth about it's only because of his dreads, and I'm like, huh?
He's like 6'1".
And that's when I made all the guys stand up.
I didn't know you did that.
Yeah, I was like, no. I was like, "How tall are you?" He was like, "I'm 6 feet." "How tall are you?" He's like, "I'm 6 feet." "How tall are you?" He's like, "I'm 6 feet." I was like, "No, you're not." He's like, "It's because of his dreads." All y'all, stand up. Stand up. No, shoulder to shoulder, just like you would in school. Stand up. And I was like, "You are not 6 feet. 5'11", I'll give you."
I said I'll give you 5'11" and 3/4 if it'll make you feel better. But at the end of the day, there's no 6 in front of your height. And then it turned into this conversation. I was like, because he said you can't tell the difference between 5'11" and 6 foot. I said you might not be able to, but I can. Just like you can tell the difference between a woman who's 300 pounds and who's 200 pounds.
Yes.
Like there's a difference, and you can tell. And if you don't want to date a woman who's over 300 pounds, you're not going to date a woman who's over 300 pounds. Period.
And we don't
argue.
It's
not
going to be
no back and
about
forth.
that. Like it's okay.
Yeah, and I'm not going to date a man who's under 6 foot. Period.
I'll give you 5'11". I was like, that's the buffer zone. That's like, if you fine. I was like, dang, you look real good in the face. You look like T. Ripley from P-Valley, the bouncer.
Oh, Tyler.
Yes.
Yeah. I can do 5'11" for that.
I was like,
I can do 5'11" for that.
Okay.
And then they were like, "You can't tell the difference between 200 pounds and 300 pounds." I was like, "You can tell the difference between 200 pounds and 300 pound woman. And if you don't want to date anyone over 200 pounds or 300 pounds, you're not.
Or if you don't,
want to be judged for that, do you?
Or you don't want to date anybody without a big ass, or itty bitty titty committee or the chest is too big. You have your
get to have
preferences.
that preference, and
You
you're
don't-
allowed to.
You
So
don't want to date a bald girl? Hey.
Don't be
fine.
mad at me because I have my preference. And then one of my preferences is dating a man over 6 feet. And they're like, then they say, well, Veronica, how do you know? Like, have you dated men over 6 feet? Yes. I have.
Check
In
the track
fact,
record.
I've only dated one who was under. So, yes, I have. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh my God. He just wants to go back and forth. And then it would be like random people. And he's like, is he over 6 feet? No. He's your height, under 6 feet. Don't play with me. Play with your mother.
Yeah.
Don't play with me about that. But it was funny. And like I said, I don't realize like people take it seriously. And
Whenever that person
he brings like everybody into the conversation.
Yeah, whenever that person's drunk, he talks.
Yeah.
All nonstop.
The most I've ever heard him talk.
Every time you saw me standing next to that person, that is what the conversation was.
Really?
Yes. And that's I was just like, y'all, people would start the conversation like, how's she gonna know though? She doesn't really know. Like, why is your friend like this? And I'm like, I don't know why you're going back and forth with her. Like, what? I don't understand
Did you
what's
defend
happening.
me?
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's not that big of a deal. And he's just like, no, just try to say I'm not 6 feet. I don't think you are, bro. I don't know what to tell you. What's on your license? I was checking a lot of IDs.
Somebody pulled out their license.
Oh, because we got the height wrong.
Yeah, we got the height wrong.
Got the height wrong. And I was like, see, this is why I need to put people's heights in my phone when they super talk, because I just got blank name, tall as shit. I was like, I should have put it in there like 7 foot Mike. And everybody was like, Jamie, shut up.
We had to take a shot for that one because I was
had
wrong.
to take a shot because he was 6'9".
And I said he's either 6'6" or 6'7". You think he's only 6'6" or 6'7"?
Yeah, that's what as soon as I said 6'4", I was like, no. Because everybody was like, oh. I was like, pull out your ID. And I was like, I checked his ID at the table. Because his last name. And I was like, that is not your name. Like, I'm not calling you that. He was like, it's my last name. It was like, no.
Do you think it's fair for men to have preferences like we do about height?
Yeah, I think yes. Yes.
Because
Everybody has a preference.
I think there was something where it was like you shouldn't be like, don't judge a woman because of her weight or something like that. Like if she's a thicker girl, then you should still want to talk to her or something like that.
My thing is, people are attracted to who they're attracted to, and there's a lot of people in unhappy relationships because they forced themselves to like somebody that they weren't interested in. And y'all asking why the divorce rate's so high. Maybe that might be it.
How does that happen? How do you like someone?
I've tried. It was a fail every time, so I don't recommend it. But I feel like it's, there's people in situations where they got themselves in a situation and they needed to get married. Okay. There's people who, this person marks off all of these qualities that you're kind of interested in, but then there's like something that's like a big quality that you're kind of like, I'm not really a fan of. I guess.
Is looks a big quality for you?
Not for me, no.
Are you sure? Okay, wait. Let me ask this. Because there's a difference between looks being a big someone
thing.
you're attracted to versus someone you think other people will find attractive.
No, for me, I feel like I have a wide range of what I'm attracted to. And my stance has always been looks can fade. You can be in a car accident tomorrow and your face might be totally different. So if you are not, I don't want to use MBJ no more. If you are not.
Tyler, we can use Tyler. Wait, I just realized.
Yeah.
Wait, the guy from Pink.
Oh, let's go with Drake. Okay.
Let's
go with Drake.
Okay.
So, for example, Drake, I always thought Drake was cute as Jimmy in Degrassi, right? I was like, oh, you're cute. Drake now
is a whole
different ballgame. MBJ, his little behind was on The Wire, hardball, not cute.
I thought it was cute.
I didn't think he was cute. I thought other people in the cast was cute,
Yeah.
but not
like
him.
Tristan Wiles?
Yes.
Tristan Wiles is fine.
He was fine back then, fine now.
Yeah.
And then MBJ glowed up, and it's kind of like, you can look at somebody and they might not be what you're looking for in that moment and be fine later on. Like some people peak in high school and then downhill they go, or some people don't.
Like for me, Bow Wow wasn't cute. Like I didn't like little Bow Wow. I didn't like Bow Wow until he hit like puberty.
Little Bow Wow.
Like when he turned 16, that's when
he was like, wow. But my thing is, looks can fade, so I try not to get so caught up on how somebody looks. But I prefer your personality. Like if you look fine and you got a trash personality,
right.
And now if you are, this is gonna sound so bad, so I'm not.
Say it.
Nope.
Don't hold back. Say it. Say it.
No, because it's all subjective. If I don't find you like attractive at all, and I cannot see there's a point in life where you might be attractive to me, it's a no.
That's fair.
Yeah, and I'm not.
You have to roll over in the mornings and look at that person.
Yes, and that's not the way I was gonna phrase it. I found a good way to phrase it. So but it's like I don't care about what your hair looks like. Like if you have a shortcut or you have dreads, like your hair can change. I change my hair all the daggone time, and you take what you take.
Mm-hmm.
With me, and if somebody was like, "Oh, I don't like your natural hair. I like you better with straight hair," well, baby, go date somebody else.
Yeah.
Go date somebody else. And I think people have the right to have a preference, whether that's your height, whether that's what race you want to date, whether that's your size,
weight.
your weight, how your body shape. Now, do I think you should shame people for not being your type? No. But you have the right to not date somebody you're not interested in, or you might be mismatched and miserable. And I don't know why people's preferences are anybody's business, because it doesn't affect you. You ain't got to sleep with that person. I mean, you might want to. That might be why it bothers them so much.
Wait a second.
I'm just saying.
Wait a damn second.
Like if you think about people on the internet who have so much to say about somebody's preference, and it's like, if you feel like,
what's that saying? What I eat don't make you should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it has nothing to do with you. Focus on yourself. Date who you want to date. And I'm sorry they don't like you, boo, but that's just okay.
Yeah. You'll be attracted to
somebody will find you attracted. There's a lot of people out there who I might not find attractive, but they living their best life.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I think, and you know what? I was talking to Jiva because we were talking about. I was telling her, I was like, I'm not in my most comfortable weight, but I'm really happy with just being. I'm happier.
Yes.
About it. Excuse me. And she was like, Veronica, healed looks way better than fit. So just thinking about that, it's like if you are your total self and you're healed and you're happy, how you look is you're gonna exude that happiness anyway, and you're gonna meet someone who is gonna be attracted to that happiness.
Yeah, I was like, you're gonna attract the right people,
and then they'll fall in love with the gut too, sis. Don't worry.
Yeah, they will.
So I'm not gonna bring it up anymore. Do you think I was shaming him?
I don't think so. I was just like, I don't understand why this is such a big topic. It's always a big topic in our group, and I don't know why.
But it wasn't me. I let the record show. I didn't initiate that conversation.
I don't know why the guys that I associate with are so hung up on this. When I hear the way they talk about women,
and that's what I was saying. I was like, you get to choose who you date, and for me. This might be old school, but men are the hunters. They are. So, like, you get to go after who you're attracted to. Women get to, some of us do go after who we're attracted to in our own special little ways. But,
yes, they do.
But, you get to choose that, and no one's shaming you for that.
No. And it's like, I don't understand why. Whenever, I feel like a lot of times when it comes to the preference or the thoughts or the opinions of a woman, there's some negative association with it. And it's like, why is it that you can do whatever you choose to and please to and pick who you want and have whatever preference you want, and it's okay. But as soon as I'm like, hey, actually, I'm not interested in that, it's like, what?
You should be thankful.
How dare you?
You should be grateful.
Why would you? And I'm like, I've been a part of little booty community for a long ass time, and I have to hear about all these fat asses every damn where, and I'm not raising arguments and niggas like, oh, you should like a girl with a little behind. It doesn't matter if she ain't got a big old booty. I don't understand why. And then they be questioning why girls got all these fake behinds, because you make people feel bad.
Somebody down there was like, I'm not a big fan of the fake, or enhanced. And I was like, well, it looks good. Like, pictures, like, let them, they ain't doing it for you. You ain't paying for it. And if you don't like it, you're not the man they're trying to attract.
Okay? And that's just
you might not like it because you can't afford for her to have it.
Yeah, and it's like, I just don't understand the whole...
It's a double standard.
It is, and the need to comment on people's, like... Physical appearance, and you think about it, guys do it all the time. Yeah. You're just like,
women do it too.
Women do it too. But it's like, I feel like it's different when it's coming from a woman versus a man that you're trying to date. Like, somebody that's trying to date you, coming at you and being like, oh... Like, or you're trying to date them.
Like when the guy came up to me and said, why did you gain so much weight?
Yes. Yeah, that. Or somebody being like, oh, well, if you just lost your stomach, you would be real cute. And I'm like, this is a random conversation that we're having today.
Because I can think of a few things, but then if you came back and was like, ooh, if your hairline wasn't receding, then you'd be really cute.
Or if you had another inch.
I was gonna take it to another thing, and I was gonna take it there.
I was like, everybody has preferences.
Like, or if you had a driver's license, or like a real job,
or there's a lot of things, and that's my favorite thing. It goes back to the whole post about women being like, a lot of y'all worried about gold diggers when you have no gold to dig.
You have no gold to dig.
A lot of you,
you're not even in the arena.
A lot of you are worried about women that you couldn't get anyway, whether your height met her standards or not. And that's okay. Let's just focus on ourselves. And let's handle rejection.
And let's attract the men that we attract. I met somebody down there who was like, he was handsome. He was under 6 feet, but he was cool.
Okay. I'm like trying to roll through. Like, ooh, it's cool. There's people out there. There's somebody out there.
5'3" dude too. He wasn't cool. So he got a little upset when I said no thanks. 3. He was 5'3". I was looking right in his eye. A little slanted.
Oh gosh. Okay.
It's VJ.
It's Jane.
And this is
A Sip
and a Shot. Bye.